Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have now entered the free, private, exclusive training called the Dope CEO Project. This is my 5-part framework to becoming a dope CEO. So you're probably here if you are an emerging CEO. Now, what I define as an emerging CEO is someone who is currently an overwhelmed solopreneur looking to build a team, include the right infrastructure, and also maximize their revenue. So, again, welcome to the 5-part framework to becoming a dope CEO. You are in the absolute right place, and this is a safe space for emerging CEOs as yourself. I am your host, Kimberly Smith Tiller, the Purpose Catalyst, and I'm super excited to have you with me. You have been hand selected to join us in this program. So I am going to share more with you about the program, about myself, and about what it takes to become a dope CEO. So, like I said, I am the purpose catalyst. You'll hear about many, but I am the purpose catalyst, okay? And I've been a business consultant for more than 6 years. Before I walked in my own purpose, I was monetizing my gifts and my skills, just like a lot of you who have been in some of my other classes or on this call. But I built a 5-figure strong boutique firm by referrals only. Very little, like, let me tell you how little. My Facebook ad budget was probably $100 a month, and I was still doing 20K months. And so I started that and it was a part time business. I still worked full time in human resources. So I built a strong 5-figure boutique event firm. Again, it was referral only. So if you knew me, or knew about my business, you probably knew someone that I did an event for, and that's how you came to do a consultation with me. The really only time I started doing Facebook ads was for my lead magnet when I was starting a lower tier service line. But prior to that, I was doing 20K months, just referrals only. Then I started thinking, I don't really think this is my purpose. I'm tired of it. And I was like, I know I'm called. I was born for something greater than this. And that's when the Purpose Catalyst was born, 2015. I started empowering coaches, consultants, and creative solopreneurs, or actually women all over the world, whether it was through my podcast, whether it was through my posts, whatever the case was. So, social media, my podcast, YouTube videos, to help discover their purpose, walk in their power authentically, and monetize their purpose. It was always those three things. 2020 came around and my focus shifted. And it didn't shift to anything else, but the biggest part of my business is now empowering coaches, consultants, and creative solopreneurs to become dope CEOs. So that means building purposed and profitable organizations. It means not working yourself to death. It means being an influencer, and not just, in the way that you see it in groups when you're like, how did you get time with this influencer? I mean, really changing the landscape by being a thought leader and breaking down systems and building more infrastructure online that makes sense for people. I mean, building intentional systems, and I'm not talking just about technology, but I'm talking about the infrastructure to build. A lot of you all are probably on this call because you're already doing 5-figure months and 6-figure months. And during fourth quarter, you're probably doing 6-figure weeks, but you can't keep up with the demand. And why? Because you don't have intentional systems. Along with intentional systems encompasses inclusive processes. And that means that If you're not in the office, somebody knows exactly what to do. Why? Because it's documented, it tells you step by step. It's like one of the bomb recipes you find on Pinterest, inclusive processes. Now, you're probably going to think, okay, I see the screen. How do I hire insightful people? Easily. You set a template. So, and I don't mean a template just by, oh, let me download this and use this for myself. But I mean, you create a benchmark for people to follow. You create momentum and vision, and it becomes something that people want to get behind. And you start assessing everything about talent versus, I just want the work done. If that's you saying this, I just want to find somebody to do the work. I just want, somebody out here that's going to do it the way I want. You're not looking for insightful people. You're looking for butts and seats that will never work out to your benefit. Last but not least, generating increased revenue. What I do and have been doing since 2015, really beyond that. This has been my life, even in HR. Even when I was a career coach with one of the Fortune 100 financial institutions in the US, I help people monetize their purpose. It's not enough to know that you can make money, that you can hustle, that you can grind, but I help you monetize your purpose. And a lot of times, people that come to me all the time. Who am I kidding? People are leaving money on the table. What I help you do is investigate that. We do forensic purpose monetization. We go in and see what your purpose is and where you're leaving money. And then we pick up all that money and create another bag for your business that does not require your active participation. So, here's a little bit about me and what I've done. I've worked for several, multiple, numerous Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies across the country. Leadership, systems, processes, and people have been my life for over 2 decades as I've been helping entrepreneurs, as I've been working in my 2 decade plus career. I have been doing all of that. Over the last 2 years, I've helped numerous women build sustainable companies. My clients in my Dream Plan Execute Bootcamp, or in my Dream Plan Execute membership, or in my Purpose Profit Hacking Live events have 5x or 8x their revenue by implementing exactly what I have told them to do. Listen, we do more than tips and tricks over here in the Purpose, Power, and Profit Society. We actually give steps. We give actionable steps that result in increased income. And so I'm in the business of empowering women to create generational wealth. I believe that it's time that you create your own income system. It should be limitless. If 2020 has not shown us anything, it's the fact that you cannot wait for somebody to come save you. No one is coming. Listen, if it's not the Lord Jesus, the absolute Christ, no one is coming. So it's time for you to buckle up. It's time for you to settle in, get focused, get niche down, and it's time for you to build the prosperity that's been assigned to your life. So today, I'm going to show you what it takes to become an influential leader, how to create intentional systems, why you need inclusive processes, what makes an insightful team player, and why a digital asset library is a necessity in your business. Now, before we get started, listen, I'm going to tell you what works best, and it's up to you. Silence your phone because you know you're going to look at it. Put it on silent and then turn it over so that you can't even see it. Like I'm doing it at the same time. Turn your phone off, shut it down so that you're not looking at it. I don't want you to become distracted because I want you to get everything that I have in this talk with you. This is going to be an awesome time for you. Then I want you to shut down all your social media and email notifications. Think about it from the perspective of you giving a webinar. Turn off anything that's going to be distracting. Grab your notebook, grab a cute pen, and let's get this party started. Okay. So if you are in this amazing webinar, if I do say so myself. I'm sure you can identify with some of these points, maybe all of them. But listen, I can't see you, but just nod your head if this is you. And then you can come back and tell me later which one was really you, okay? All right. If you can identify, you're already doing 5-figure months, but you're ready for 6-figure days, 6-figure hours, 7-figure days, right? You feel overwhelmed. You're probably overwhelmed, you're overworked, you're doing all the things, and you're ready to build a team that can help you because you know that you have been hustling and grinding and team no sleep so long that you forgot who you really were. I had a client tell me the other day they forgot their identity. Like outside of my business, I don't know who I am because I've been working in and on my business for so long. All I know is this business identity. If that sounds like you, you're in the right place. If you have a team right now and you're not comfortable with them, you're in the right place. And here's the thing, I know you're amazing. I know that you are a genius by all accounts, right? But if you are the walking FAQs of your business, you're not doing it right. If you're ready to get to the next level and you're just not sure how, I mean, you're thinking, I'm already spending 60 hours a week. I'm already doing this all by myself. I really don't have a team. I really don't have the support I need. Then this is the place to be. Last but not least, if you're not sure how to get to the next level, if you're ready to hire people, but you don't know what distinguishes a good hire from a great hire, or if you are hiring and you're losing people at the same rate that you're hiring them, you're in the right place. And this is why I'm going to help you. This moment was actually perfectly made for you. And it's for you if you're ready to take massive action. I don't just mean yes, I'm ready. But I mean, yes, I'm ready. And you're moving your feet to take action. You're moving your hands to take action. Not just thinking that this webinar is a cure all because it's not. It is maybe a band aid at most, but you're going to need some help. Did you see all those bullets on the last slide? Need help. You're highly motivated to change your life and business. Here's one of the things that I want you to realize. Your life is just not to be a business owner. If you feel like you're losing time with your family, time not seeing your kids grow up, you're missing out on events like family events or events of friends, and you feel like the only thing that you have a grasp on somewhat is your business, this is for you. If you're ready to commit to the exponential growth available to you because you've decided to take accountability for your purpose, walk in it and monetize it, and live boldly, this moment is for you. If you're ready to have more freedom in your life, and I'm not just saying more freedom where you get to do whatever, but I'm saying freedom of time where you're not always at your laptop, where you're not always taking a client call, and freedom of money, meaning, listen, I have an owner's draw and I can spend it any way I want. All of my operating expenses are covered, there's money in the bank. I'm doing investments as well. If you're ready for that level of freedom, listen, I mean that level of freedom. If you can pick up and go and say, you know what, forget it. I'm going to Barbados. Let me see what time the plane leaves. I'm packing a bag. Matter of fact, I'll just get clothes when I get there because it's Barbados, right? And I'll be back. That type of money freedom without having a sponsor, without getting a loan, without saying anything about how I need to go ahead and get a sale today so I can do it. That level of financial freedom and still have all your bills paid. You're not coming back to any what we call colorful notices in your mailbox. That type of freedom. If you're ready to only work in your zone of genius, can I just tell you what I mean? It's a buzzword. Let's just be for real. People are throwing out your zone of genius like it's, Like people were throwing out, like the government's throwing out stimulus checks the first time, the 1200, right? Working in your zone of genius means that you are only working in your purpose. You are only doing the things that are assigned to you based on your purpose. And you're not trying to do all of the things because it's a fad, it's a trend. You can do it. Just because you can do it does not mean that you should. Only working in your zone of genius means that you're spending your time maximizing your intelligence, your influence, and your income in what makes sense for your life. Purpose transcends time. And it's a ripple effect. So, working in your zone of genius means that you get to make an impact in someone's life. And then, thereby reaching them, they get to make an impact in someone's life. Think about the multitude and the level and the depth of impact you can make if you only work in your zone of genius. If that's you and you're ready to do that, this moment is for you. Now, let me tell you who it's not for. So, if you're in this private exclusive training and you're like, I made a mistake, feel like Clubhouse and feel like you can exit quietly. All right. If you are an information hoarder, meaning if all you do is get classes, webinars, take notes, and you never implement, sweetie, it's not for you. If you have no intention of doing anything with this information, it is not for you. If you're comfortable with team no sleep and living like you have to hustle and grind like a corner boy on power, this is not for you. It's two different things to be busy yet no productivity. So there's a whole lot of activity, there's a flurry of activity, but you have nothing to show for it and your profit margins are telling on you. It's not for you. If you want to be team no sleep and your expenses are more than your profit and you're not ready to make a change, this is not for you. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to go ahead and decide which one it is. All right, it's for you. Great. Let's capture the moment. All right. So, well, let's talk about this for a moment. You've been doing all the things. You're tired, you're not getting enough sleep. You go to sleep thinking about your business, you wake up thinking about your business. The rest of the time, you're working in and on your business. I'm sure there's the level of stress that can be attached to that type of activity. Well, let me tell you about stress. It is at the root of more than 60% of all illnesses and diseases. And that's what the American Medical Association says. Stress happens to you when you are a one man show, when your daily laundry lists are nothing but to dos for your business, when there's no time for your self care. And I'm not just talking about a massage and facial, but self care is more than that. Self care is, do I have a therapist? Because running a business at this level is not for the faint at heart. You need to manage your mental, your emotional, and your physical health. Any of this can put you at risk. If you jeopardize that by not managing well, any of this can put you in that 60% bracket. Last but not least, you are making the ultimate sacrifice. You. You're sacrificing yourself. You're sacrificing your sanity. You're sacrificing your time. You're sacrificing your emotional health. You're sacrificing your mental health. And let's be honest, any of this that falls to the ground can be the root cause for illness or disease. I've seen it time and time again. And so I want you to think about that as we continue our talk. Because when you're a one man show and you're trying to make things happen, you have your peaks and valleys, your highs and lows, and it looks amazing on the outside. But on the inside, when you have a decision to make, is your heart beating at a rapid pace and you're not sure why? When you're wondering, when am I going to be able to do X, Y, and Z? Is there a level of anxiety that comes upon you, it's time to think about the changes you need to make. 70% of startups fail within the first year. Ramesh Danta. Do you know why this is the case? Let me tell you, because it's so super easy to do. Let's think about it. I want you to go back with me. Just close your eyes for a moment and think about the day that you had this amazing idea for a business. And then I want you to envision the day that you actually started the business. And then I want you to feel the excitement and the rush when you made your first sale. Feels good, right? Then I want you to feel the rush of when you had your first five-figure month. Amazing, right? I want you to think about the time when you were like, oh, wait, this is growing by leaps and bounds. I had no idea I was going to be here. And you got the business, you got the business license, you got the LLC or S Corp, um, or maybe you're still sole prop, and you got the tech on board, everything you need, your payment processors. PayPal's now holding your money. You have Afterpay or Quad Pay or Klarna on your website. You got the bomb website. I don't even want to talk about this amazing logo you have. But here's what you forgot. You forgot your systems. You forgot your processes and you stunted your growth. So your business can fail if you don't have the ability to shift, generate revenue, and increase your profit margins. I want you to consider the pandemic and the number of businesses that went out of business. Like they couldn't sustain themselves, whether they were brick and mortar or whether they were online. They did not have the ability to pivot or the vision to pivot, or they just weren't willing to do it. There are many reasons why businesses closed. And of course, we can always claim that the economy was absolutely one of them with people losing their jobs. And absolutely, I think that is a contributing factor. But let me tell you a little story. When the pandemic happened and they were saying, listen, make sure you have sanitizer, make sure you have wipes, and there were very, very low supplies. I remember Amazon not sending a lot of things to residential addresses because they were going to the hospitals. But what I found, or should I say my sister found, was a company that she'd used for supplies to wash her car. And she said, hey, Kim, so and so is now making sanitizer. And I'm sure that you saw that a lot of, breweries and things were getting sanitizer and they were getting approved by the FDA and they were pivoting, right? This company decided to start making sanitizer and hand wash. And they were using the same bottles that they used for their car wash ingredients, but they changed the labels. And they were selling it. We know sanitizer has gone up since the pandemic, right? And so they were selling it at what I guess I would consider to be a normal rate for sanitizer now, in the pandemic, but they pivoted and they have started increasing sales. But they had the ability to do that because they had systems, they had processes, and they were not about to lose out on this ability to pivot and still capture a strong profit margin. To this day, they still sell sanitizer, hand wash. Now they have different scents. So they've not only just created what we need, but now they've given us a few of what we want. I want you to take a moment to just think, could my business sustain itself if the pandemic were to happen again? Would I be able to pivot? Do I have what I need to pivot? Because truth be told, there are things that you need. And remember, I mentioned systems, processes, and the ability for growth. One of the things that can be detrimental to your business, to your life in general, we all know, listen, communication is key. You've heard that before. But lack of communication can destroy your business. The culture of a company makes the intangible tangible. It means the way you make people feel, the way that you think about people, the way that you appreciate your team, all of that becomes tangible as the culture of your business. And communication is what is said, whether it's written or whether it's acted out. How do you communicate with your team? And I don't just mean the channels that you use, but what about your tone? What about your delivery? What about what's not being said? How do you communicate with your team? Do they understand the tenor of your voice? Is it a constant communication barrier, but you all speak English? It's time to evaluate your communication, whether you are hiring now or will hire. For those of you that have already have a team, I want you to think about how communication works with your organization. For those who are going to hire, listen, communication is imperative. And I want you to think about one of the best leaders you ever had in your life. How did they communicate? It's okay to model that type of behavior. And as we talk about hiring, one of the biggest hiring mistakes as a young company is not paying attention to cultural fit. So, listen, this is my wheelhouse. I have a degree in human resources and I've been in human resources for over 20 years. Talent acquisition, recruitment, hiring, staffing, benefits, all of that. But finding talent, hiring talent, and retaining talent has been a large part of my career. When you're interviewing someone, if your only thought process is can they do the work, you started off wrong. You cannot hire someone with the thought process of I'm hiring for now. You'll never see the potential of your hire fitting into the future of your organization. You have to hire for growth and the future. Your business is not going to stay stagnant. So, what will these individuals do if your business grows and when your business grows? Will they be able to grow with your business? That is the importance of looking at cultural fit. Content builds relationships. Relationships are built on trust. Trust drives revenue. Now, you've heard it before, content is king. You've heard people buy from people, not just brands. But truth be told, you can be a star delivering your active products and services, but do you have the ability to build relationships with new clients with passive products? Do they trust you? What's the word on the street about your business? This is what determines how your brand can be trusted. If you have poor reviews, if the whispers in the DMs are about what you didn't do and how you're flaking or how you're up for money grabs or how you're scamming people, you'll never be able to increase your revenue. And that's not what we're looking for. We are looking for the ability for you to be able to increase your revenue with passive products. Listen, if this is you, this is the chaos. I remember days that my desk would look like this. The post-it notes all over the place. The calculator from doing calculations on, am I meeting my numbers? Am I doing this? Putting my glasses down, hole punches, my planner. I would have loved to have had my coffee when it was hot. But because I was so busy being busy and not focused, this is what happened. I had things all over the place. Staplers on my laptop, pens all over the place, trash, graphs, charts, project management tools, budgets. I understand this life. And I understand that it can be chaotic. I understand that it can be busy. I understand that sometimes you feel like you're wading in the water, trying to figure out if you're going to sink or swim. But what I want you to do is I want you to see this desk and I want you to realize that you don't have to live in this chaos anymore with competing priorities, with fractional attention, not really focused on one thing. All of this is the landscape for why you cannot get to the next level. And I want you to think about this, even if your desk is clean as a whistle, but during the time that you're working, this is what it looks like. This doesn't have to be you. This is why I created the CEO Blueprint. It's a 5-part framework. So essentially, we start off with making sure you are an influencer, that you are a thought leader, that what you say matters and carries weight in the industry. It means, are you giving out amazing advice? Does it produce fruit? Are people willing to follow you? That's the kind of leadership that we want. Leadership on fire. Because you're leading people to a place that is going to be better than where they currently are. Next, intentional systems. So, this is all about the infrastructure. If you've ever rode past a new development, right, and they have new construction homes being put up, the frame of the home is your system for your organization. So you know how they frame out the home, they have the foundation laid, they've poured it, then they have the pad, and then they start to frame the house. And you see all of the 4x4s going up and it's open, right? So everything is open, but it's framed out. Now the builders know exactly what's going where, but us, we're not the architects. We don't know. We're not the builders. We're not the contractors. We have no idea what's going where. Now, if it's your home, usually you can walk through and there's some, indicators there. But that's what a system is. Your customers, your clients don't need to know what systems you have. It just needs to work. It needs to be functional. Inside of those systems are what I like to say inclusive processes. It means that your process is so detailed that the only reason someone can't follow it is because they are illiterate or too young to read. Inclusive processes. It is like working on one of like a recipe card. Like right now, I'm into cooking brand new foods, trying out new things from Pinterest. And I just like to scroll down till I see the recipe card that tells me what to mix, how much, when I should do it step by step. Those are your inclusive processes. Next, insightful people. I have my clients hire people that have initiative, that take action, that have a vision, that want to be part of a thriving organization, not just an order taker. We don't need yes men. We need people who are ready to build. And so that's where insightful people come in. Last but not least, because this is probably going to be one of your favorite parts, the increased revenue. Yeah, you're killing it now. But what if you could take it to the next level in your revenue? What if you could kill it even more? What if your revenue could be maximized? What if you could 3x your revenue and not have to pay an active role in it? You don't have to play such a huge role in this increase in revenue. It's not something where you're on the phones all the time, but you could still maximize your revenue. This is the CEO blueprint at work. So, phase one, I've broken this out. The CEO blueprint is a 6-month program. Now, I was online and I saw this quote and I loved it. And it was from a pastor, and he said, movements are unified and ignited through language. Language is important and communicated what is said, but even beyond that, what's implied. And that's Pastor Josh Hart. So the first thing we do is we get your communication correct. It's all about becoming a thought leader. It's about becoming an influential leader. It's about being one of those people that folks fawn over, that they will follow to a cliff. You want to be influential in your sphere of influence. You want your metron to be so on fire that people are flocking to you because you are one to see. You are a burning one. You create movements, you cause change, and you can be a disruptor all by being an influential leader. A leader creates the culture, community, and of course, the coins for a business. Let's make no mistake there, okay? An influential leader doesn't throw out commands. They model the mission, the vision, and the core values through every action in their business. So, when we talk about what an organization looks like, a CEO is the chief brand ambassador. Before you're going out and paying affiliates and you're going out and trying to find brand ambassadors for your business, you need to be the main one. They should model you. A CEO is a visionary. And last but not least, the CEO is the currency generator. All the ideas of revenue come from the CEO or the insightful people, parenthetically. Okay. Phase two, define must have systems. Systems are a set of processes, tools, people, and strategies that all work together to solve a problem or achieve a goal. I said that. I should have quoted myself. Systems are more than technology. It's more so if you ever hear someone say, have you built your systems? Do you have systems set up? We're talking about more than automations. That is the strategy of it all. But systems are, they answer the question of who, what, where, why, and how. So when you think about who should do the job, what they should be doing, where, meaning what technology should they use, why they're doing it, so the objective, and how they are to do it, that's a system. So, see, you learned something in this webinar. Hopefully, you learn a whole lot. But I want you to think about this. Do you have systems in your business? Or is everything just kind of spread out and put together as necessary? If you were to take 4 weeks off, or God forbid something were to happen to you, who would know how to run your business? Systems are also, you probably hear about them being called playbooks because it includes everything. It's a playbook. So a lot of times you'll hear that in football, and the playbook is the strategy of it all. It's everything combined. So if you hear playbook, it is synonymous with system. Phase three, let's talk about your processes. 85% of the reasons for failure are the deficiencies in the systems and processes rather than the employee. The role of management is to change the process rather than badgering individuals to do better. That's big talk, right? It's like, no, they messed up. But the question is, did they mess up, or was the system and the process in place and did it fail? There are multiple questions. One of my friends in project management, one of my friends talks about how once they've concluded a project, they do a postmortem. And I was like, what are you, a coroner? Because we call it a debrief. But the question is, are you doing a postmortem or a debrief if something fails in your system or something fails in your organization? Do you know where it failed at? Do you know exactly what happened? Or are you merely just charging it to the person who you think did not do what was told? How are you conveying tasks? If you're giving incomplete directives, or if you're leaving it up to your new hires to take notes, you are setting your staff and your business up for failure. For example, Chick fil A. I'm going to Chick fil A in multiple states, multiple towns, all in different places, okay? It's safe. I know I'm not gonna get sick. But everywhere I get the same level of service and they do the exact same thing. I want you to think about that when you talk about your business. Can you meet the Chick-fil-A standard? Phase number 4, onward and upward. Become comfortable with the mindset that hiring someone to work in their zone of genius so that it frees up your time. It's an investment, not an expense. Hiring is not a dirty word. It is a step to grow your business. When you make that decision, it denotes that you're ready to ditch the overwhelm and frustration for freedom of your mind, your time, and abso-freaking-lutely your money. Phase 5, more money. So I think OT Genesis said it right. I begin to the money. Everybody mad. Truth be told, everybody's not mad. Well, maybe some people are mad, but not everybody's mad. But you won't be mad. So here's the thing. You will be mad if you miss out on building a digital asset library. That is what I call when you have digital products. Everything is not an ebook, everything is not a download. Well, it should be downloadable, but everything is not like a worksheet. So I call it a digital asset library because you can have multiple things, and they are digital downloads. Passive money is an additional revenue opportunity that allows you to create one time but sell it repeatedly on repeat every day, every week, added revenue. So I want you to think about that. Are you going to get to the money? Maybe you do need to make some people mad. So after this transformation and the 5-part framework, this is what your schedule looks like. Now, I know right now your schedule probably does not look anything like this, but being the CEO of your business allows you to have a schedule that allows you to work in your zone of genius, in your highest level of intelligence, and spend your time the way you want. What does that look like? Having a full weekend off, maybe having a 3-day weekend, going live twice a week, having a planning day, batching content, calling and in with your team. Listen, are you having team meetings or huddles? Is that even a thing? Like, are you doing that? Does your team know what's up day by day? It also means that you schedule time when you are going to be doing client calls. It shouldn't be on the go. You should have set time. You set time for sales conversations, client calls, and you can also set time for your level of long content sharing, podcasting, YouTube channel, totally up to you. But think about it. Wouldn't you like to work 16 to 20 hours versus 60 to 80 every week? I mean, tell me where the problem is, okay? Now, here's what I know, okay? You don't know what you don't know. Did you know about this 5-part framework before you jumped on this private training? No, but you're getting into it. You don't know what coaches others have hired. You don't know if they have a project manager. You don't know if they have a VA. You don't know if they have an online business manager. You don't know what programs they're buying into. You have no clue what it takes to create the online business that they have that has allowed them to have the time that they want, the financial freedom that they need. And truth be told, you could try to reverse engineer it all day long by jumping on their email list, looking at their courses, seeing who they network with, but you will never know. The truth is, it's really time for you to take advantage of creating the online business that you want. Because if you follow them, if you do exactly what they did, you're going to create the online business that they want. How about you create something that you want? Now, this is what I'm here for because you don't have to do this alone. Help is available for you. Now, let me be very clear. You could download all the 27, 37, 47, $97 digital products that you want. I had a client that paid 197 for a digital product, and there were videos, there were templates, and before hiring me, and she said, I bought this and can we use this? And I said, that's not my product. I'm not really sure what that is. And when I looked at it, I said, well, why aren't you using this? Why did you come to me? She said, because I have no idea how to use this. Here's the thing. How many digital products have you bought trying to do exactly what this program does, and you have no clue how to start, how to finish, how to make it work? And you're spending time doing this when you could be spending time, what? Working in your zone of genius. Say it with me. Working in my zone of genius. Let's be for real. You're not the only person who's going through this. I want to help you decrease the learning curve. I want to help you create a safe place for all emerging CEOs who are on the same path. And I want you to stop wasting money on these little Facebook ads with these little offers that ain't helping you go nowhere fast. Yeah, I'm a little frustrated about it, okay? I want you to stop. So you are officially and cordially invited to join me in the CEO Blueprint program, where we go over influential leadership, intentional systems, inclusive processes. We hire insightful people, and most of all, we have increased revenue. So the I can't even say it's my program. The CEO Blueprint is a multifaceted program. You're not just buying into one thing. Let me tell you why. I wanted this to be a dynamic program where you get the best of both worlds. Actually, you're getting everything. Let me stop playing. You're going to get online course content. So you'll have lifetime access to your version of the CEO Blueprint course content. So you'll have a digital course with templates, with worksheets, but you can move through the course at your pace. So even if you come in and you feel like I'm already an amazing thought leader, let me work on the systems. You can absolutely do that. And then you can come to the weekly group coaching calls because they're not based on what module you're in. They're actually based on the burning questions that you all will submit during the week. I will be leading those weekly group calls, and I'm super excited to spend time with all of you. I mean, I can't wait. We're going to have fun, but these calls are going to be strategy, mindset. It's a safe place. So there is no dumb question. And I know people say that because they want you to ask your questions and then people make fun of you. That's not what this is. I am so super clear on creating environments where people thrive and they're not intimidated by having a group around them. So this is going to be an amazing time for you to ask all of your questions that you have. It happens once a week, usually on Thursdays, anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes, and we get knee deep in it. Next, you're going to have a resource consultant. Yes, yes, I know you're going to have a mini me. So while you're with us, you're going to have someone support you one on one. See, you thought it was just like, I'm going to get a course and I'm going to get group coaching. No, you're also going to get one on one calls and you'll get access to your resource consultant to talk to whenever you need to. We use WhatsApp, and in WhatsApp, you can message them all of your questions in a group forum. You can message them one on one, whatever you and your resource consultant work out. But they're here to make sure that you stay on track, that you're implementing, and if you missed group coaching, you're getting the video and you're like, oh, I have a question. I'm going to have to wait until next Thursday. Lies and deceit. You have a resource consultant that is there with you the entire time. And they're going to have knowledge in human resources, business, and project management. Yes, I'm super excited. My resource consultants are bomb, and you're going to find out. Okay, personalized expert feedback. So I know you probably thought, oh my God, okay, I'm getting a course, I'm getting group coaching, and I'm going to have a one on one person. And you're going to have weekly feedback sessions with your resource consultant. So every week, you're going to implement, you can submit your homework, and we will review it. And then you'll have a custom personalized review from the team, one on one. You don't have to worry about that being in a group. So your resource consultant will provide you with weekly feedback to review all of your projects. Amazing, right? I know you're like, what? What? One on one group course? Oh, there's more. Worksheets, templates, resources. I am giving you access to business plans, team meeting agendas, onboarding templates, job description templates, behavioral question library. If it's available, you're going to have it. And we have it housed in one of our programs. You'll have access to it. I'm giving you everything to make sure you are successful. At the core of my business is transformation, and it's at every level. And we talked about being the purpose catalyst, and it's all about making sure when you work in your zone of genius alone, you're working in your purpose. I want you to be so successful and so happy and so joyous in that that we want to support you by giving you every resource we have so that you can understand that this is your moment to take it to the next level. Of course, we have a private community. You're going to be able to build a network. Now, listen, you won't be selling in my group, but you will be able to create a community of people who are just like you. You know how it's awesome to have your different groups of friends? Well, this is going to be your squad as an emerging CEO. Again, it's the safe zone, and I really believe in protecting the people in my groups. So I don't believe in anyone being disrespectful, bullying, or anything of that nature in my groups. But you're going to be able to build solid reciprocal relationships. This can be your top five business squad. Think about it. Brand new biz besties will be in the building. This is our process. Right now, the CEO Blueprint is a 6 month program, and we work through each phase in approximately 30 to 45 days. So, phase one, influential leadership. Phase two, intentional systems. Phase three, inclusive processes. Phase four, insightful people. And phase five, increased revenue. So, what we do is we build up from the foundation. That foundation is you being a leader. It's one thing to be a solopreneur, and maybe if you have a team overseas or you're doing it by yourself with help from your family, it's another thing to hire people who are not related to you, who don't know you. So we build your leadership mindset before anything because once you have the mindset, everything else will flow as planned. Then we get into your business, and I mean, we get into your business. What systems do you need? And we help you build them. So you're going to create the systems because who knows your business better than you? Nobody but you. And that actually runs into creating your processes. So phase two and phase three will actually run together. However, phase four, those three phases will set you up for phase four. Then we start looking at what do you need to do to hire the right people, part time, full time, contractors, employees, whatever the case is. You are going to have the ability to hire them. Now, one of the things I love about this program is you're going to see my network of expert practitioners come in and talk to you about taxes, about setting up your business the right way, about HR, and we're going to go over that. Government contracts, all of that is going to be in this program. Last but not least, before you're done, we get you all set up for increased revenue because you're making an investment into your future. I believe you leaving knowing that you have passive products by creating a digital asset library, it's going to work out to your benefit. Trust me, I have clients who have already done it. All right. The CEO blueprint. Now, I want you to understand the value of what this is. Now, these are just some of the modules in the program. It is not all of them. Living a missional lifestyle, vision casting for the CEO, executing in excellence, seven systems each business needs, revenue generating business planning, world class customer service strategy, people, procedures, and phases, hiring to retain. Listen, I didn't even get into creating a digital asset library. I didn't even get into creating a self liquidating offer. I didn't even get into the fact of creating operating processes, standard operating procedures that will enhance your customer service. I didn't get into all that, right? But they're in there. I want you to realize the value of having a course, workshops, or worksheets, templates, resources, one on one coaching, project review. You don't just have a resource consultant for one thing, you have someone who is knowledgeable in human resources, business, and project management. Anything that you are going to need, and you're going to get these live workshops with other expert practitioners. It will be amazing. It will be amazing. Let me tell you what some of my other clients have said. Malaya Long is a hairstylist and she launched her business this year. She was doing business before, but she said, I'm not making the money that I need and I need help. She said, with Kimberly, I was able to 5x my revenue. Kimberly helped me create revenue goals. Her team designed my website. Now I understand the business side of my hair business and what needs to be done to make it successful. P.S. I work with creatives, I work with um, course consultants, I work with online business owners and I work with coaches as well. So this is one of my creative clients, and I love creatives because when they open up and they see business, it's like 29 million light bulbs go off. It is so freaking cute. I love it. All right, Andrea St. Louis is an online course creator and she's an author and she's also a coach. And she said the course materials were phenomenal. Kimberly simplified the process, gave guidance, and helped me to find clarity on the direction I was taking. Listen, you don't have to give my word for it. These people are telling you what it really is. Deborah Fuiza, she's an online course creator. She said, I could follow you from now until forever. You know that's big, right? I like how you dissect everything to us that you already do. I believe you're always honest with us and continue to learn from you. And here's the thing, if I don't know it, I'm going to bring in one of my biz besties that do. Okay. Because my research is cool, but I want you to know what I've done and what I do. So here it is. I know you've probably been wondering what's the investment? How much is it going to cost me? All right. So the investment is 75.97. You can pay that in full now, or you can make a down payment. You can put $1,000 down, still start the program, and have 5 payments of $1,400 for the rest of the program. You can enroll now at bit.ly/CEO Blueprint 1K down. Now, listen, I just want you to know that signing up um, for this, the clock is ticking because the 1K payment option goes away in 5 days, maybe seven. And then the price will increase to where you're paying $13.99 a month. And that is to start. Start now. This is the best money that you are going to to pay. Like seriously. I know it's because I'm saying, listen, it's 75.97, but the truth is that there really is nowhere else that you're going to get what I'm giving you. A course. I mean, a full course. And these classes, by the way, none of my modules are longer than 15 minutes. So you can actually do this while you're working out. Like you could listen to the course, go back and do the work. So none of my courses, none of my modules are over 15 minutes. I try to keep them less than 15. And I think it's only probably the ones where we have to deep dive that might be at 15. But I try to keep them as low as possible because I want your full attention. I am giving you everything that I have done in the last 20 years of my career and of my other businesses. My degree, my certification, my experience. Now, I'm trying to tell you, 75.97 is not paying off my student loans. Okay. I just want you to know that. But it is giving you the experience that I have tackled, all of the duties that I've tackled over the last 20 years. It's giving you a front row seat to them. So the clock is ticking. I don't want you to miss the 1K payment plan or pay in full because the 1K does have a finance charge to it. bit.ly/CEO Blueprint 1K down is where you can go right now and you can start the program. Let me tell you what another one of my clients are saying. She is a trichologist, which is also a creative in the hair industry. If you want to be the best, you work with Kimberly. Coach Kimberly is an outstanding listener, very patient, also motivator, and very understanding. Coach Kimberly helped me to become unstuck. You will not be disappointed. Now, when I started working with Lisa, she was doing protective styles. The crazy part is she's a certified trichologist. A trichologist is a person who is certified in working with women who have hair loss. That's crazy money. She had no idea how to leverage that. And we worked together for 6 weeks and got her to start advertising her business from a trichologist standpoint. She started partnering with other hairstylists and started seeing the money that she knew she should be making. One of my other clients, Monique Summers, is an author. She said, when you work on purpose with her, you must be ready to move. Kimberly is so relatable, transparent, and genuine. I was able to open up and express my fears, worries, and doubts without judgment. But don't be mistaken. Kimberly will no longer allow you to live in the stagnant land of excuses. So she's not lying. Uh, I absolutely believe that You are created for greatness. I believe that all of my clients have the ability to live their best lives. Like it's just not a song. You literally were created to live your best life and be your best self and do and impact the world. Do what you were born to do and impact the world with your purpose. And so I know you hear me say a lot about your purpose, but that is your zone of genius. It's your purpose manifesting itself in the world. And it's time that you focus solely on that. So I just have one question for you. With the goals you've set for yourself, can you reach them in your current operational state? If you're saying no or you're not sure, it's time to enroll now. I want you to go to bit.ly/CEO blueprint 1K down, and I want you to register. I can't wait to see you in the CEO blueprint. You are going to have an amazing time. You're going to leave the program with I don't even know how to explain it. A bigger business, a stronger bottom line. You're going to leave with a business that is bound to leave a legacy in the earth. I want you to walk away with something that you can leave to your family. I want you to be the person who breaks any lines of lack, any issues with dysfunction, any issues with poverty. I want you to be the one to break it. And if you are going to be the brand ambassador for your family, you're going to need help. Let's work together. Enroll now, CEO Blueprint 1K down. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. In the first 30 days, you are already going to see a shift in the way that you do business. I think it's time. If you're already got to this last piece of the conversation, you know that you're ready. If you are still with me, you know that it's time for you to make a change. And unless you make the change, you're going to drown in your business. And if I know a little something about you already, it's that you love your business and you love your life, but you need to add structure to it so you can get back to the essence of who you are. Don't drown. I'm literally throwing the life raft out to you. bit.ly/CEO blueprint 1K down. I'll see you in the CEO blueprint.